What up, what up? Today's Thursday. It's a say yes day, man. Say yes. Gonna wait up here. Get some of my people live. This is such an important topic, man. You know, what if we raise our children with time, love, and affection, right? What if we realized that once we had our children, it was all about them? What's up, Felicia? We're about to hit this out the box, party people. Good morning, good morning. Here we go. Boom. Thank you guys for sharing your morning with me, man. Victor Glide, Ali Saya in the house. I want you to say yes today. Practice saying yes or whatever it is. And I want to talk to you guys. Like I said, no matter what's going on in your life, it's gonna be alright, man. Depending on what's the meaning that you add to any situation. What up, party people? Good morning. You guys know how it is, man. Emotions create emotions. Here we go, here we go. What up? Where my party people at? That. Kishia, how you doing? Welcome to my What If series, man. This whole weekend has been about a what if. What if we stepped into greatness? What if men were really men? What if women were in their femininity? And today it's about raising our children. What if we understood that once we had our children, our lives were not ours anymore? That it was about them. That it was about them. What if you spoke to your children without fear, or instead of yelling at them? What if you just listened? You know, sometimes we hear these things about what's going on and our kids, you know, they did this and that, and we come in there and the first thing we want to do is grab our kids and just shake them and, what are you doing? And, you know, try, because we're scared and we want to help them, and we want to sit there and, you know, and just like, what is this that you're doing? What's going on with you? Why did you do this? Instead of first asking, hey, are you okay? And what happened? You know what I mean? Immediately we jump to a conclusion because somebody else told us about our own child. And what if we spent more time and we got to know who our children were? So we didn't act like that, right? What if you created, this is a huge one, man. What if you created a safe place? A place where your child can come to in any situation. Being bullied, you know, kissing a boy or kissing a girl or just sexual situation, any situation, drugs or whatever it was, if you created this safe haven where they knew that you were just going to be their parent And what I mean by that is their love and their comfort zone and their correction in a nice way. Instead of, and listen, and I'm not saying we do it because we're mean, we're afraid, right? We're afraid for our kids. We want them to have the best. We want them to be better. And sometimes we're so busy, that we don't do the things that we need to do. What if we stop being so busy? Sometimes, is it worth it? Maybe live in a smaller place, maybe have a smaller car, maybe, stop spending and buying expensive sneakers or whatever it is if you can't afford it. But, maybe love for our children is spelled Time. So it's not work. And sometimes we work so hard to give so much and we forget to give the most important thing, which is our love and our time. What if your kids could tell you anything? Me and my daughter, we have an amazing relationship. Me and my son have an amazing relationship. Me and my other daughter, we're working and we're almost having we have a great, amazing relationship coming, man, because there was just a lot of things that, I wasn't doing. Right? What if you just listen to what they're going through? Instead of saying, well, I was a kid and I know what that was like and blah, 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 blah. How would you feel? How did you feel when that happened to you? We probably are saying that because that's what we learned. What if you walked in their room at night, before they went to sleep and asked them, how was your day? What if you read a book with them? What if you ate at the table? In this new world, what's going on, Vic? It's my son right there. Love that kid. What if you learned to have dinners together? What if you had a family tradition of Sunday nights, everybody coming over? Where did that go? What are these values that used to make us be whole and more together? I go and spend as much time as I can with my kids. As a matter of fact, I'm seeing my kids this weekend, bringing my daughter over there, to New York because she has an audition. What if you showed up for their auditions? What if you rescheduled your time to make sure that your kids got to be who they dreamed of being? Guys, what if you went and got your nails painted, your toenails painted with your kids, with your girls, right? With your girls. And you got to pick colors every other time. And moms, what if you played catch or played football with your boys? What if we stopped giving them iPads and phones and TV shows to sit down for 2 or 3 hours and let the world, raise them with these crazy ideas instead of a parent and the love that we can give? What if when you told them, hey, this Saturday we're going to go over here or this Saturday we're going to go to this game, or if you're, separated or divorced, you said, hey, I'm going to pick you up at 8 o'clock, and you did that. You showed up. What if you stop abandoning them because you're tired or hungover or you work too much? What if we stop jumping to conclusions? I remember one time my daughter was so young, and see what I didn't know back then was that something terrible had happened to her. And she was looking and reading and investigating these things. And I'm like, what are you doing? What are you watching? And, her mom and me were both so scared. We were like, what is wrong with you? And so here's this child that had a tragedy. Then her parents are jumping on top of her, not because we're mean, but because we love her and we're afraid and we wanted to make sure that she didn't, what are you doing? Instead of, hey, what happened? Why are you looking at this stuff? What can I do? Right? What if your kids learned about all the crazy things like drugs and sex and all these things that they're going to have to be dealing with from you ahead of time, because you were that safe place that you guys can talk about anything? What if you stopped calling your kids names? What if you stopped abusing them that way and telling them they're worthless, that they're never going to amount to anything? Stop overreacting. What if you're human and you said some freaking stupid things and you sat down and corrected it and said, I'm sorry. No, this is not true. What if you learn to say I'm sorry to your kids? What kind of person would that kid be when they grow up? What if you just checked in on them time to time? Hey, check their temperature. What's going on? How you doing, man? How was school today? Right? Or you got to meet their friends' parents. Here's a big one, man, that people don't even do anymore. What if you took the time to ask your child where they're going and to get the number and to speak to the mom and dad before they go over there and get to know who you're sending your children to? Come on. In this time, man, we're so busy. We're not raising our kids. We're not even raising ourselves. We're just busy working, being busy. Paying the bills, buying the things that we don't need. What we need to do is remember that we have children, and once they were born, it was about them and not us anymore. What if you shared stories with your kids? You told them your stories, the crazy ones and the good ones, just so that they know who you really are. And you sat there and you had a day where you had a challenge of writing stories. Today I'm going to write a story. You know, let's here's the topic. Let's write stories and let's share what we get out of that. Right? You shared their hobbies. You built them up. You were patient and understanding. And you didn't always have an opinion. What if you just put your opinion aside and heard them? You know, my daughter's Layla has taught me a lot of things, man. My son and me, we grew up together. That kid taught me a lot. And then my daughter has taught me some, you know, Layla has taught me some new things too, you know. Because I'm a single parent. I'm a widower, you know, and so it's me and her. And so you know, she comes to me for everything. Right? And so she just tells me some amazing things sometimes. It's like, Dad, I don't need you to fix it. What if you stopped fixing things for your kids and you just listened? She told me, I don't need you to fix this. I know it's, hey, what's up, Shirin? How you doing? I know, you know, it's like things about with the kids and what she's going through, high school stuff. And I'm like, you know, oh, honey, you know, bigger and better than that. Stop. What if you just listen and let them tell you what they're feeling? And said, you know, I'm sorry that you're going through that, honey. I love you. What do you need from me? Instead of giving them your opinion and trying to tell them how, you know, well, you know, people are this way. It doesn't matter. Yes, people are. But she's in pain. Your kids are in pain. Just give them comfort. You don't need to give them an opinion and fix it. Hold them. What if you just held them, right? If you just listened and held them. What if you asked them often, what are your dreams? You know, what do you want to do? Who do they admire? What music do you like? Do you know what kind of music your kids like? What kind of books do you like? All right? What kind of movies do you watch? Good morning, Chance. How you doing, Lisa? Right? It is hard, but it's a lot of fun too if we pay attention. You know, what causes do your kids believe in? Do you even know if they have a cause? You know, my kids want to fight for things. Support them in that. What if you introduced them to Jesus? If you're a Christian and you did, a lot of people, how you doing? Right on point with Carolyn coming in here. What if we introduce them? A lot of people is like, no, I want to let my children choose their own religion. And you have religious, you know, whatever it is that you grew up being, you share with your kids. Choose for them. Show them. Later on, if it's not for them, you know, but for me, my daughter knows Jesus. She sings, you know, she sang at the church. She wanted to, you know. What if you asked your children to pray? Huh? If you asked them to pray, you taught them early how to pray. What if you took your kids to do things in the community? Thanksgiving is a great time to serve. Do you go and teach them how to serve others? Right? Men, and some women too. What if you stopped showing up to their games with a beer can or drunk? Or you showed up on time for their plays? How about if you stopped bashing their other parent and making these kids feel like they have to grow up too soon. They're not your partner. They don't need to know all this stuff. They're your kids. And all your kids should know is that relationships, respectful and loving and kind and gentleness, not bitterness and anger. Stop bashing the other parent. Your kids, your ex is not their ex. What if you were truly a single parent? A lot of people don't know. Again, that I'm a widower and I'm a single parent and I'm daddy and mommy. I do a lot for my child. And yes, I have Brandy now who's helping me and loving on my daughter. But for many years, it's just been me and Layla. Right? What if you taught them to have a healthy relationship? And that means whether you're with the person or not, you can still have a healthy relationship with your ex. Stop being angry that things didn't work out. I mean, if the person was abusive or whatever, controlling, mean or awful, I understand that. But it doesn't mean that your kids have to, unless they're abusive to your kids, you have to be the bigger person. And that's their father or their mother. And they should always feel good about their father and their mother. What if you taught your kids to eat well, right? To live a healthy lifestyle, to respect other people, to be respectful, and to respect themselves, to love themselves, right? And that's kids watch us. If we're not loving ourselves, they watch us. And so they see that, all we do is take care of other people and everything else, and not them, because we're just so busy trying to fit in, right? What if we taught them to laugh a lot and enjoy life? And we took them around amazing places and showed them what the world is full of and how they can do anything that they want in their life. What if we raised our kids with time, love, and affection? What if you sacrificed every single thing that you had once you had your kid? I don't know, man. I hope that this helps you guys. Stop calling your kids names. Stop telling them that they're not worthless. Stop thinking that they're not going to learn. Stop trying to protect them from things that are out there in the world and be their world. Stop trying to love them by working harder and harder and harder and not spending time. Remember, man, events happen. Your response creates your outcome. So let's say you're a single parent. How much time you spend teaching your children creates your outcome for them and for you. E plus R equals O. I love you guys, man. Victor Glad Alicea. Listen, if you want to talk further about this issue, inbox me and let's talk. I'm here for you, man. If you're having a hard time, not that I know anything, but I'd love to share some information with you and my opinion. I love you. You gotta get those emotions going, man. Come on. If you're in your car, get out there and just remember that no matter what's going on, you have control of one thing, and that's your response and what value you add to any situation at any time. What can I learn from this and grow? Who have I become in this situation? Great questions to ask yourself. They're empowering you. I believe in you. You have greatness in you. This is my 7:30 a.m. morning motivation, one Monday through Friday. If you had value, share it with other people, man. Victor Glad Alicea in the house. I'm going to start giving you guys my YouTube channel so you guys can subscribe to it. Help me out so we can reach more people, man. I love you out there, man. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. God bless you. Peace.